One thing that I absolutely despise was standing in front of a crowd and making speeches and doing presentations. Throughout from elementary school up until university, I always felt so nervous. And I always felt like I was way more nervous than the average person speaking in front of so many people, doing a presentation. I would always like forget what I was supposed to say. I would always, look at my paper when you're not supposed to. Sometimes I would like just speak and not know what the hell I'm saying. And a lot of the times it was like that because I just cared so much about how people would view me. I cared so much about making mistakes. I cared so much about those things that it affected my ability to speak in front of a crowd, and I didn't like that about myself. But then once I started giving less and less of a shit, once I started realizing that, look, these people that I'm doing these presentations in front of, I'm most likely never ever going to see them again. And the presentations are usually, like not very long. Usually, you have a certain part that's only about 5 or 10 minutes long. And when I looked at it like that, when I realized that, these people are, I'm not going to probably ever see them again, that's when I started gaining my confidence in being able to speak in front of a crowd. And I also just stopped giving a crap. Sometimes I would just do a presentation or do a speech and not have something a little bit prepared, but then I would just just try to go off from what I'm saying, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't overthink the situation. I would just do it. I wouldn't think too much about it, and I wouldn't care so much about those people. I'd be like, you know what? They're just spectators. I'm the one who's doing this speech in front of everyone else. Everyone's listening to me, whatever. Who cares? I'm not here to satisfy everyone. Once I started having that mentality, then like my ability to make speeches got better. But even to this day, I'm 31 years of age, and I still have that fear of speaking in front of a crowd of people that, even if I don't know any of them, I still care so much. I still care so much about, what if I make a mistake and they won't like me? What if I forget what I'm gonna say? It's gonna be like an awkward silence for like God knows how long, all that type of stuff. I just care so much, and I'm working on that. But I realized something, that no one is perfect. And I've also realized that when people make speeches, the most genuine and the most high quality speeches are the ones that don't care about what people think of them, that don't care about their opinions. And when you don't care about other people's opinions, and when you don't care, like when you just don't care at all, that's when you're so genuine. That's when you're the most authentic speaker out there. That's when you're able to speak from the heart. That's when you're able to be genuine, and people sense that genuineness. When you don't care about what other people think of your opinions, people notice that you're authentic, that you're true. And even if you make mistakes, even if you falter, even if you have that awkward silence during like speeches, bro, at least you did it. At least you tried, and people notice that. People will see that. As long as you don't give up, as long as you keep pushing, as long as you keep talking, as long as you keep going, that's what matters the most. Yeah, you may speak a bunch of gibberish. You may look like a fool. But man, it only lasts for a very short period of time. People will not judge you and think you're an idiot, that you're dumb, because you made a couple of mistakes in front of a crowd. Nobody cares about that stuff. The truth is, we create this like fabrication in our head that people care too much about us. But in reality, people don't have time to care about us. People don't have that much time to think about us all the time. So in a way, it's a very selfish way to think that we should care so much about what other people think. because it's kind of selfish in a way. Because we have this expectation in our head that, oh yeah, they should care about me, you know, because I care about them type of mentality. No, that's not the case. So, you know, just the less you care, man, the happier you'll be, the more authentic of a person you'll be more genuine, you'll actually attract more people into your lives, because they can see that a sense of vulnerability in you, and the honesty, that sense of honesty in you, because you're not trying to be someone you're not. You're not trying to satisfy everyone in the room. You're not trying to be likable to everyone in the room. And people respect that about you. People respect the fact that you are not conforming to other people's expectations. You are strong. And people are attracted to strength. People are attracted to strong auras. People are attracted to that. It's an absolute fact. So that's why we got to be that person. You know, I think the world needs more people like that. The world needs more people who just don't care about what other people think, who don't care, who just be themselves and just say what they want to say. And that's it.